10 tricks to become a loving, positive person. Hey, have you struggled with this? You feel like you may be a little bit negative. That's probably why you're watching this video. Well, you can fix it, and you can fix it easily if you watch to the end of this video. So let's get going. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. Make sure you turn on bell notifications so that I can notify you every single time I do a new video. Now I want to talk to you in this video about being a positive person. Now we all tend to think we're a positive person, but when it comes down to it, are you really? You see, the way our brain is wired, it's wired to go negative. Why would it be wired to go negative? Well, because your brain is there to protect you. Understand that many years ago when we were all living in caves or in the woods or whatever, we had to protect ourselves. We had to say, well, should I come out of this cave and go out there? There's dangers there. There's things to worry about. That is still inherently in your brain. So when you think about doing something, no matter what it is, you want to protect yourself. You want to protect yourself. The only way to do that is look at all the negative possibilities. Unfortunately, nowadays there aren't all these negative things. We just put our brain into that gear and it comes up with answers for us. So that's what we've got to overcome. Now if you think about that, you think about doing anything, you always kind of tell yourself how tough and how difficult it's going to be. Today I had to film videos. This is my 13th one. I had planned 12, but one of them ran into 2, and I told myself how tough it is, how difficult it was, how hard it would be. And then my logical self said, you're going to sit at a desk and talk. That's what my logical self said. Okay, so you got to get to the logical self and get away from that negative self if you ever want to be a positive, loving person. Now the first part is the biggest part, and you got to have the desire. No matter where you're at in life, I don't know where you're at, but no matter where you're at, you can be more positive. You can be more positive. None of us are just radiant positive all the time. That's just not true. Okay, so no matter what stage you're at, you can improve that, but you got to want to improve that. Now I know some negative people and they love negativity. They love problems. They love things going wrong, and they love telling you about it. I don't want to be around those people. Okay, I don't want to be around negative people. I just don't want to. It doesn't make me feel good to be around negative people. Some people, that's how they live their life, and if I told them I had a video on how to be positive, they would say that's stupid. I wouldn't do that. You know, they want to live in this negativity. This video is not for them. This is for the rest of you guys. Now be realistic about this. Don't try to become a saint. Everybody thinks, well, to do something I have to do it all the way or not do it at all, and that's not true. If you make yourself a little bit more positive, that's an accomplishment. Okay, you don't have to be Mother Teresa or Gandhi or any of these people to actually be a more positive person. This doesn't mean when you become a more positive person that you'll never have a negative thought, that you'll never have anything bad come into your mind, because you will. It just means that you're going to be more prepared to change it. Now you need to experiment a little bit as things occur during the day. You need to see how you can react differently to it. I know I used to get road rage a lot, and I decided to react differently to it. Instead of people cutting me off, when I see a car that's coming over getting ready to do that, I back off and I give them more space. Okay, before that I would have gotten mad if they jumped in front of me. So how can you turn that around to where it's a more positive emotion and make yourself feel better? Because understand, if somebody cut you off in a car, they probably didn't know. I mean, they may be a bad driver and intentionally did it. For the most part, they probably didn't know they did it. And if they do it and you get angry, they don't know that you got angry unless you pull up next to them and start screaming and yelling, and they could shoot you or something. But bottom line is, you're just hurting yourself. You're putting that negativity on yourself. So this anger that you have for them, they don't even know about it. A couple things you also want to worry about is your speech and body language. How do you carry yourself on a daily basis? Are your shoulders up and back? Are you able to breathe? Or are you hunched over and down? It's hard to breathe when you're hunched over and down. Okay, when your head is down and looking at the ground, you're going to have a negative feeling, because that's the body mannerisms that go along with it. Next thing you want to look at is your speech. You know, I hear people answer in their speech is so negative. I said something to somebody the other day. I said, how you doing? They said, hanging in there. I said, hanging in there, really? I said, that's what the people were, you know, who are dying of cancer. That's what the people are who were just in a plane crash and they're almost killed. That's hanging in there. You're doing pretty good, and you should answer accordingly, because if you say I'm just hanging in there, you're not going to feel good. You're doing this to yourself. Don't forget, show emotions. Okay, when you think something's funny, it's okay to laugh. Don't worry if people are going to look at you funny because you laughed at something, or you enjoyed something, or you're happy about something. Okay, it really doesn't matter what anybody thinks. Okay, you're going to make yourself feel better by just acting like you feel better. Next thing is the company you keep. Oh, I'm so protective about this now. I wasn't when I was younger. I would hang out with people that were cool. I would hang out with people who, you know, were well liked by other people, and I don't do that anymore. Matter of fact, I don't hang out with that many people because I have family and I have certain friends I like, and I don't have a whole lot of extra time to add to that pile. And certainly if I do decide to add another friend or somebody, they've got to be positive. They got to be going in the same direction I'm going. Okay, there are people in my past that I don't speak to anymore, and I don't speak to them because they're negative. They didn't stay in the same lane with me, and if they don't stay in the same lane with me, they're not going to be doing me any good. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to shake people who have negative emotions. That can be family too. And I understand you can't get rid of your family, but you can limit the amount of time that you spend talking to them. You know, I've got family members that are negative, and I don't spend as much time talking to those family members. Look at your activities. What are you doing to be positive? You know, being positive is not watching a bunch of negative TV shows and a lot of bad news every single day. That's not going to make you feel good. I had a friend years ago who was a plastic surgeon, and he said he hadn't looked at the news in probably 20 years. And I asked him why. He says there's just not enough positivity there for me. It just doesn't make me feel good, so I don't bother. And I thought, you know, there's something to be said for that, because the news is always negative. It just is. So do something positive. Go to the gym, work out, tell a joke. Okay, be the life of the party for a change. You can be the life of the party. You know, you don't have to be the wallflower anymore. It's not necessary. That's just how you look at yourself. Take it easy on yourself. That's the next thing I would tell you. So often when our brains are doing these negative things, we start to worry. We worry about all kinds of things, all kinds of outcomes, and that's our brain trying to prepare for the worst. Okay, that's what it's doing. So we think of all these horrible things that could happen, and got to tell you, most of them never do. It's been proven, as a matter of fact, most of your negative thoughts never come true, and the ones that do come true, there's nothing you could have done about it anyhow. So why even have these negative thoughts? You know, when you have that negative thought about an outcome, just push it out of your mind and think of the positive outcome that could happen. Think in those realms, and when you do, you'll be surprised how many more positive things happen. They pile on each other. Now, a couple other things you can do exercise wise is learn yoga. There's some stretching things, and not just yoga, but there's a lot of stretching exercises that are really good for your brain and mind and body, and you can do those things. You can take 5 minutes a day to do that, and you can actually exercise too. I think that's pretty important. That really helps your mental state and makes you more positive with that extra exercise. Here's a big one. This is a real aha moment. Thank people. Thank people for stuff. Okay, if you've got a good friend and you went out to lunch with them and you were leaving lunch, turn around and say, hey, thanks a lot for meeting me for lunch. I really appreciate it. I like being around you. Okay, that's going to make you feel positive. That's going to make them feel positive. If you know your spouse made you a nice meal, say, hey, thank you, I really appreciate you making that for me, and that was really good. Give them some credit for it. Okay, that's really important, that you share that positivity, that you share that thanks. Now, the more things that you're thankful for, the more that you'll realize you do have stuff to be thankful for. I mean, I'm very thankful to have this YouTube channel, to be able to talk to you guys, to be able to share my ideas, to have you as subscribers, to have you as family. And that's how I think of every single one of you is your family. You're part of the Fisher family. Matter of fact, if you subscribe and you hit that button down there and you become a subscriber and then you ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications, you will be part of the Fisher family. Okay, because then I can notify you every single time I do a new video. Now, this video was about positivity. I want you to be positive. I really do. But here's the key. This is something you got to work on. You got to work on every single day, because whatever negative thoughts you have in your head, they've been instilled there by parents, by friends, by events in your life, maybe sometime in a classroom, whatever it is, they've been put there for some reason. To be a positive person, this is something you got to work on. It's work, it's hard work, and we are hardwired to avoid hard work. We don't want hard work. We don't want things that are difficult. And the funny thing is, all the things that are difficult, all the things that you're scared of, all the things that you're worried about are probably the things you should do. Okay, if you're afraid to give that speech in that room, you probably should do it. You're probably going to have a really good outcome. If you don't, you don't. But the thing is, at least you've conquered that fear of doing that, and the more things you conquer like that, the better off you're gonna feel. If you're thinking about starting an online business, I've got all kinds of information below that you can watch. I have all kinds of positive videos. We have over 600 videos on this channel right now, and that's growing every single day, because I do videos almost every single day. I don't do them during the day every day. I do them in batches. Like today I'm doing 13 videos that will last me for a couple weeks. We can put those up. You guys will have some knowledge, but expose your mind to positive things, guys. don't always look at negative stuff on TV, don't always watch negative horrible movies and that type of thing. That's just going to build more and more of this anxiety in your system. Watch some upbeat happy things, okay? And know the world's not perfect and everything's not always going exactly the way you want, but you know what, it's going, you're alive and you're here, you got nothing to complain about if you're here. I know an older lady right now and she has MS and she's been in a wheelchair for a number of years, and she's probably one of the most positive people I see online. She's always wishing positive wishes of other people. She's always thankful for any interaction that she gets. Try to be that kind of person, okay? Wouldn't you rather be that? That's why you watched this video, didn't you? I really do appreciate you watching this video. Subscribe, ring the bell, grab my free course down there, check out some of my other courses. I have some for sale down there if you want to check those out, if you're of that bent, and if you don't, that's fine too. Keep watching my free stuff. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.